If you look in the mirror every morning and notice your face looking a bit puffy, your eyes feeling heavy, your cheeks weighing down, you are not alone. Countless women over 60 experience the exact same thing even when they sleep well, drink water properly, and follow a skincare routine. But here is what no one ever tells you. It's not your age. It's not because you drank too much water before bed. It's not because your skin got weaker overnight. It's because of one single nighttime habit, a habit that more than 80% of older women unintentionally repeat every evening that causes the face to swell every morning, accelerates sagging, and makes you look more tired than you really are. Research from Harvard Health and Mayo Clinic shows that if this habit continues for just a few years, the skin can lose elasticity twice as fast, under-eye bags deepen, and the jawline becomes noticeably blurrier. What's more concerning is, you don't feel any pain, you don't notice it happening, and no one warns you that it's taking place. But here is the wonderful news. Just by fixing this one habit correctly and at the right time, morning puffiness can decrease within 3-5 days. And within 1-2 weeks, the skin can look firmer, tighter, and naturally brighter. No expensive creams, no complicated treatments, no sleeping less or exercising more. In today's video, I'll reveal exactly what that nighttime habit is, why it causes swelling and faster aging in women over 60. And more importantly, how to fix it tonight so you can wake up with a lighter, fresher, more youthful-looking face. But before I explain that habit, there's something extremely important you need to understand. Morning facial puffiness is the very first sign that your skin is aging faster while you sleep, and it is completely reversible. I'm Dr. Evelyn Brooks, a dermatologist with over 15 years of experience working with mature women in the United States, especially those entering the postmenopausal stage, where the body changes faster and the skin becomes more sensitive than ever. Throughout my career, I've realized something very few people explain clearly enough. Women over 60 don't age quickly because of their age, but because of the small habits they repeat every night and every morning. These habits silently affect the lymphatic system, collagen, hormones, and the soft tissues of the face, sometimes more strongly than the skincare products we use every day. That's why I created the Woman Over 60 Secrets channel, to help women understand their bodies correctly, understand why their skin changes, and most importantly, learn how to care for themselves according to the natural rhythms of life after 60. In today's video, I want to help you clearly see something many women overlook. Why the face becomes puffy in the morning, and why just one nighttime habit can determine the speed of your skin's aging. Before I reveal exactly what that habit is, we need to understand how the body changes after age 60, and why even a small disruption during sleep is enough to make the skin look tired, swollen, and older. So, what is really happening while you sleep? Once you enter your 60 seconds, the body begins changing in subtle ways. Yet these changes strongly affect how your face looks every morning. The first thing to understand is this. Morning puffiness isn't just water retention. It's the result of several physiological processes happening simultaneously throughout the night. According to the Cleveland Clinic, the lymphatic system, the system responsible for draining fluid from the face, slows down significantly during sleep. With younger skin, this doesn't make much difference. But after 60, when collagen thins and soft tissue becomes looser, even a small amount of fluid buildup can make the face look heavier. At the same time, estrogen drops sharply after menopause, making the skin less capable of managing moisture and more sensitive to sleeping positions. Sleeping on your back or pressing your face into the pillow causes fluid to collect around the eyes, cheeks, and jawline, the exact areas most prone to sagging when the skin is already weaker. Additionally, cortisol naturally rises in the early morning hours, and in older women, this spike is stronger. Higher cortisol makes the body hold on to more sodium, which makes the face appear puffier when you wake up. This not only contributes to eye bags, but also pulls the skin downward, accelerating aging. When all of these factors combine, they create the morning picture so many women over 60 recognize: a slightly swollen face, heavy eyes, a softer jawline, and the sense that the skin just isn't as firm as before. But here is the most important part. This is not a bad sign. It's simply your body signaling that one nighttime habit is causing fluid buildup or pulling your skin downward, and once you fix it, the body responds quickly. Before we move on to that specific habit causing morning puffiness, I want to understand more about the community watching this video. How old are you? And which state in the U.S. are you watching from? I read every comment, and this helps me tailor the content to your age group and the climate where you live. And this is the nighttime habit that most women over 60 unintentionally fall into. A habit that seems harmless, but affects the face more than dark circles, lack of sleep, or dehydration ever could. It's sleeping on your back for too long, without changing positions throughout the night. It sounds simple, but once the body enters the postmenopausal stage, the structure of the skin changes completely. Collagen becomes thinner, elastin weakens, and the soft tissues can no longer hold firmness the way they used to. When you sleep on your back, gravity pulls fluid downward directly into the face, especially around the eyes, cheeks, and jawline. While you sleep, this fluid isn't drained properly because the lymphatic system slows down. It settles into the softest tissues, causing the face to puff up little by little without you realizing it. And when this fluid stretches the skin for 6-8 hours straight, it places a small but continuous tension on collagen and elastin. Harvard Health points out that prolonged mild stretching of the skin, even if it's just from gravity and fluid retention, can make the skin lose elasticity 2 to 3 times faster than normal. This is also why the lower cheeks, chin, and neck are the areas where older women notice the fastest downhill changes. Sleeping on your back too long doesn't just cause swelling, it deepens eye bags, makes crow's feet more pronounced in the morning, and causes the jawline to look softer, duller, and less defined. By the time you stand up and the fluid begins to drain, the skin cannot fully retract because collagen has been stretched night after night for years. What's important to note is this. Many women believe back sleeping is the healthiest position, and while that may be true for the spine, it is not the best for aging skin. At this stage of life, the skin no longer bounces back, and even mild tension can contribute to sagging. The good news is, simply adjusting this habit without changing your entire sleep routine can improve morning puffiness within days, and the skin's firmness can begin returning within weeks. Next, we're going to dive deeper into why sleeping on your back for too long accelerates aging, and how it impacts the skin structure in subtle but powerful ways. When you lie on your back for hours, fluid in the body begins to move with gravity and collect in the softest areas of the face. This happens silently as you sleep, but its effect becomes very obvious in the morning. Your eyes feel heavy, your under eyes look puffy, your cheeks appear fuller, and the entire face seems to have dropped just a bit compared to the day before. Fluid trapped inside soft tissue stretches the skin minute by minute. For younger skin, this process doesn't matter much. Collagen and elastin are still strong enough to hold everything in place. But after age 60, when these support fibers are thinner and less elastic, being stretched for 6-8 hours every night gradually weakens them beyond recovery. Think of the skin as a sheet of fabric hanging on tiny strings. When those strings are pulled lightly but continuously, they stretch out, lose their tension, and can't snap back to their original shape. That's exactly what happens to collagen and elastin when fluid accumulates in facial tissues every night. The force is small but repeated daily. It steadily erodes the skin's natural firmness. Many women believe facial swelling is just a surface-level issue, but in reality, it's a sign that the deeper tissues are being affected. When the fluid drains during the day, the skin cannot return to its original smoothness because the support fibers have already been stretched. This is why sagging becomes more noticeable after 60, especially along the jawline, lower cheeks, and around the eyes. The positive thing is that once you stop sleeping on your back for too long, this pulling force decreases dramatically. When fluid no longer accumulates each night, the skin finally has a chance to recover and maintain its natural elasticity. Collagen is the skin's main structural support. When you're younger, collagen fibers are thick, strong, and interwoven like a firm net that keeps the skin lifted, tight, and able to return to its original shape after being stretched. But after age 60, that network becomes thinner, weaker, and far more vulnerable. When you sleep on your back too long and fluid pools in the face, the collagen underneath is stretched lightly but continuously for hours. It's like pulling an old rubber band. Each stretch takes away a little more of its elasticity. On the skin, this process is slow but relentless, and the accumulated effect is the sagging that women notice so clearly after 60. Collagen doesn't just stretch, it becomes fatigued. The deeper support fibers must endure gravity, fluid retention, and reduce circulation during sleep. When this happens, night after night, collagen weakens and can no longer hold its original structure. That's when the skin begins forming subtle folds around the lower cheeks, marionette lines, and especially the jawline. Many women say they didn't gain weight, didn't change their diet, yet their face dropped quickly. The main reason is that collagen is being stretched without recovering. The skin loses its natural thickness, becomes looser at the surface, and the areas that bear the most pressure during sleep become the first to look aged. Another important point is that collagen after 60 does not regenerate as quickly as before. When it's stretched, it needs more time to recover, but if it faces the same pressure every night, it never gets the chance to regain firmness. That's why simply changing your sleep position and reducing fluid buildup can lead to visible improvements within weeks. When collagen is protected at night, the skin holds its shape better in the morning, your face looks lighter, brighter, and your natural contours return more clearly. While you sleep, the lymphatic system works like a silent cleaning machine, moving excess fluid and waste out of your face. But after age 60, this machine doesn't operate as quickly as it used to. Flow becomes slower, the lymph pathways become less flexible, and the ability to drain fluid from the eye and cheek area decreases significantly. When you sleep on your back throughout the night, fluid doesn't have a natural downward path to follow with gravity. Instead, it stays right in the face where soft tissues have become looser over time. As a result, just a few hours after you fall asleep, fluid begins to accumulate and place pressure on the thinnest areas of the skin, around the eyes, the cheeks, and the jawline. This buildup not only causes puffiness in the morning but also gently pulls the skin downward while you sleep. And because the lymphatic system works more slowly, the fluid drains very gradually. Often not until late morning or early afternoon does the face return to normal. During that time, gravity continues to pull the skin downward, weakening the connective tissues even further. Many women describe feeling like my face looks older in the morning, but few realize this is a classic sign that the lymphatic system can't keep up with the nightly fluid buildup. When this happens repeatedly, day after day, the skin gradually loses its definition and youthful firmness. The wonderful thing is, simply giving the lymphatic system a little support by changing your sleep position or adding gentle massage allows the body to respond very quickly. When the flow is restored, fluid no longer gets stuck in the face, and the skin finally has the chance to relax and recover according to its natural rhythm. Your face will look lighter, less puffy, and your skin will no longer endure hours of stretching every night. The eye area is the most delicate part of the face, because the skin there is nearly 4 times thinner than the skin on the cheeks. When you sleep on your back for many hours, fluid doesn't just accumulate around the eyes, it also puts pressure on the extremely fragile structures beneath that thin skin. That's why women over 60 often notice deeper eye bags, darker circles, and faster sagging of the lower eyelids within just a few years. When fluid collects in the eye area, the protective fat pads around the orbital bone, whose role is to cushion the eye, get pushed forward. When you're younger, collagen and elastin keep these fat pads firmly in place, but after 60, when the structural support weakens, the fat is easily displaced by fluid and bulges outward. This is the under-eye puffiness you see every morning. What's concerning is that eye bags don't just make the face look tired, they also pull the lower eyelid skin downward over time. Because this skin is thin and has few oil glands, once it is stretched each night, it cannot fully rebound. Fine lines under the eyes begin to deepen, and within just a few months, this area can look noticeably older. In addition, when the eye area is under fluid pressure for too long, the tiny capillaries become stretched and fragile. This leads to dark circles appearing or becoming darker not because of lack of sleep, but because the tissues have been compressed and stretched for long periods each night. All of these changes create the tired look many women notice in the morning, even after a full night's rest. And because the eyes are the center of facial expression, even small changes here make the entire face look older. The positive news is, the eye area responds very quickly when fluid pressure is reduced. Simply changing sleep position, elevating the head slightly, or supporting lymphatic flow can significantly reduce puffiness within 1 to 2 weeks. And the lower eyelids gradually look smoother. Every night, when you sleep on your back for too long, your face goes through a silent but powerful cycle: compression, then stretching, as fluid accumulates and drains slowly. This cycle repeats hundreds of times in a year, and this repetition accelerates aging faster than almost any other factor. As fluid begins to accumulate, the skin is pressed downward into the underlying tissues. When you turn slightly or when your breathing rhythm changes, the fluid shifts and stretches the soft tissue areas that have already weakened with age. With thin collagen and less elastic fibers after 60, even this small change is enough to reduce the skin's natural firmness. The important thing is, this process doesn't hurt, doesn't cause discomfort, and shows no clear signs while you sleep. But in the morning, the skin looks more tired, wrinkles appear deeper, and the jawline looks softer, signs most women blame on aging, when in reality, the cause comes from this nighttime habit. This repeated compression stretch cycle also causes the deeper tissues to loosen over time. When collagen is stretched unevenly, small gaps form between the fibers. Each time this happens, the skin loses a bit of its ability to hold its shape, making sagging more likely. This is why many women feel their face drops quickly within just a few years after 60, even though they haven't changed their weight or diet. It's the deep tissue layer that's being affected, not the skin surface. But the good news is, the skin always has the ability to recover when it's placed in the right environment. When you reduce fluid pressure, improve lymphatic flow, and support collagen properly, this compression stretch cycle begins to slow down. And simply changing your nighttime habit can help the skin regain noticeable vibrancy, brightness, and firmness in a very natural way. In the next section, we'll talk about the earliest signs that your body is being affected by sleeping on your back for too long. The signs you can recognize immediately each morning when you look in the mirror. If you want to know whether your body is being affected by sleeping on your back for too long, all you need to do is look in the mirror each morning. The skin always sends very clear signals, we simply haven't been taught how to read them correctly. The first and most noticeable sign is mild puffiness when you wake up. Not full swelling, but enough to make the eyes feel heavier, the cheeks look fuller, and the face lose its definition. When you sleep on your back all night, fluid accumulates in the facial area, and the skin must stretch to hold it, something women over 60 notice very clearly each morning. The second sign is a blurred jawline in the morning that becomes sharper toward the afternoon. This is a classic sign of fluid building up and then draining throughout the day. With tissues that have weakened with age, just a few hours of stretching is enough to make the jawline appear lower or sagging. The third sign is deep eye bags or hollowness under the eyes in the morning that gradually improves after a few hours. This happens when the fat pads around the eyes are pushed forward by fluid while the skin has lost some of its ability to bounce back. The fourth sign is a heavy or droopy feeling in the face, even after a full night's sleep. This shows that the lymphatic system is unable to drain fluid efficiently when the body remains still in one position for too long. The fifth sign is more pronounced wrinkles around the eyes, mouth, or neck when you first wake up. When the skin is stretched all night, natural folds become deeper, and it often takes until midday for the skin to return to its usual state. And finally, many women describe looking older in the morning but better by the afternoon. This is a very clear sign that the skin was pulled downward during the night and only partially recovered throughout the day. These signs are not bad, they are simply reminders that your skin needs a sleep posture that better suits your current age. The good news is, you do not need to change your entire sleep routine. Just adjusting a few small habits before bed and during sleep can help the body naturally reduce fluid buildup, protect collagen, and allow your face to wake up lighter, brighter, and younger. The first solution is to elevate the head while sleeping by about 10-15 degrees. You don't need a high pillow, just a thin lift that keeps the head slightly above the chest. This allows fluid to drain downward instead of pooling in the face. It is the fastest way to reduce morning eye bags and facial puffiness. The second solution is to sleep on your left side instead of staying on your back all night. Side sleeping allows gravity to work in the right direction, helping fluid drain instead of being trapped around the eyes and jawline. This position is also beneficial for the heart and digestion, helping you sleep more deeply. The third solution is to avoid drinking too much water 1-2 hours before bedtime. Drinking too close to sleep forces the kidneys and lymphatic system to work harder during the night, leading to more fluid accumulation. Simply shifting your water intake earlier often results in a noticeable difference the next morning. The fourth solution is to perform a 30-45 second lymphatic drainage massage before bed. Gently glide your fingers from the chin to the ears, and from the ears down the neck. This motion opens the drainage pathway for the night, helping your face feel lighter when you wake up. The final solution is to keep the room cool around 20-22 degrees Celsius, 68-72 degrees Fahrenheit. A room that is too warm makes the body retain more water and increases morning puffiness. A cool, comfortable environment is enough to help the body relax without holding excess fluid. When these small changes work together, the skin begins to follow its natural nighttime rhythm again. Fluid builds up less, the tissues aren't stretched continuously, and collagen is better protected. Many women share that just a few days after making these adjustments, their face looks slimmer and their eyes feel lighter. In the next section, we'll talk about 3 simple habits to add to your night routine each evening to help the skin stay less puffy, brighter, and younger looking within just a few weeks. There are 3 very simple habits that bring noticeable results within just 1 to 2 weeks, especially for women over 60. The first habit is the 4-6 breathing technique for 1 minute before bed. Inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds. This slow breathing rhythm helps lower nighttime cortisol and reduces water retention during sleep. When relaxation hormones take over, the skin has a greater chance to repair more deeply. The second habit is applying gentle warm compresses to the face and neck for 30 seconds. Warmth opens the pathways for the lymphatic system to function more effectively, helping fluid move instead of collecting in the face. In the morning, the face feels lighter and less puffy. The third habit is stretching the neck and jawline. Just a few gentle movements help relax the fascia, reducing the downward pull on the cheeks and jaw as you sleep. The skin holds its shape better and is less likely to be stretched throughout the night. When these 3 habits are combined with proper sleep posture, the improvement in puffiness and lifting becomes more visible each morning. Morning facial swelling and the rapid aging women experience after 60 are not primarily caused by getting older, but by sleeping on the back for too long, causing fluid to remain in the face for many hours. This fluid stretches collagen, weakens elastin, puts pressure on the eye area, and causes the deeper tissues to lose their natural elasticity. When the skin is compressed and stretched repeatedly every night, aging accelerates significantly. But simply changing sleep position, elevating the head, avoiding water too close to bedtime, supporting lymph flow, and adding a few relaxing habits before bed can noticeably reduce morning puffiness and help the skin regain its natural firmness day by day. The small things you do each night are exactly what determine your face the next morning. If today's insights helped you understand why the face over 60 puffs so easily in the morning, and why just one nighttime habit can accelerate aging, it'd be grateful if you took a moment to like this video. It not only helps the video reach more women facing the same issue, but also supports me in continuing to create scientific, easy-to-understand content tailored to every stage of our lives. And if you'd like to receive more simple, natural tips that can transform your skin from sleep posture, skincare, hormones, all the way to collagen, feel free to subscribe so we can continue this journey together in the next videos. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue uncovering the small secrets that help women over 60 stay radiant and confident every day.